I just want to thank each and every one of you for supporting BARC by purchasing tickets for this wonderful night, for all of the vendors who have been a part of it, for all of the employers that employ our clients. And we just want to get this night started. We hope you have a great evening, and welcome Lisa Borda with Borda Petite and David Dobbs with Imbibe Wine and Spirits.
Hi guys, my name is David Dobbs. I'm the owner of Imbibe Wine and Spirits in Bakersfield, and I'm here with my dear friend Lisa Borda.
It's good to be here with you today.
It's a pleasure. We're going to have a chance to talk about the wines we're doing this evening, and we're going to talk about the incredible food that you guys are going to have a chance to share. We're at the Seacrest Lodge here in Shell Beach, California. A beautiful day, as you can see. Having a chance to share some incredible food, some wonderful wines, and take some sun in. So with all that, I'm going to talk about the wines as we go through the different courses. The first wine we're going to have this evening is called the Navigator. It's a white wine. It's a blend of Grenache Blanc, Roussanne, Marsanne, and a white grape called Picpoul. These grapes originated in southern France. For those of you that spend time in Paso Robles, Paso Robles is known for Rhone varietals, Syrah, Grenache, Viognier. These are all white grapes and red grapes that started their origin hundreds of years ago in France. There is a very famous producer called Chateau Beaucastel. They came to California in the early 80s looking to expand their footprint, and they realized that the soils and the climate is very similar in Paso Robles as it is over in the southern parts of France. So with that kind of created a buzz for land over here. This region has been growing grapes since the 60s, maybe even earlier, but it was always Cabernet and Zinfandel and Chardonnay, but really their claim to fame now is Syrah, Grenache, Mourvedre, Viognier, grapes that originated in France. So with that, we're going to start with white wine, and we're pairing this with, what are we doing with this, Lisa?
I have paired this. It goes nice with an Asian flair. Mm-hmm. So I paired it with a Red House New York veggie hand roll. Mm-hmm. So it has a little bit of Asian sauce on it, and I hope you enjoy it.
Again, I think ideally with white wines, the key thing when you're serving white wines, which I think there's a misconception that white wines have to go with white meat, so they can go with red meat, but ideally you need a wine that has a lot of acidity, and the acidity will cut through the strongness of the flavors of any meat. So I'm excited to try this. Right. Flavors that you would I taste in this wine, I get some pear, I get a little bit of green apple. I get a refreshing quality about it because, again, that's from the high acidity. And anyway, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to you. Good stuff.
Good.
Isn't that good? A little bit about Rails Nap. So Rails Nap is a new winery. They're located on the east side. So when we talk about Paso Robles, there's the east side and there's the west side. The 101 being the dividing line. People that come from Bakersfield and Fresno, they tend to stop mainly on the east side because those are the first wineries they run into. Depending on what varietal you're trying to grow, if you're trying to grow Chardonnay or Pinot Noir, I think they do better on the west side. Rhone varietals that we're doing this afternoon do better on the east side. These guys are located on Union, I think it's Union Street. Right behind Tobin James, if most of you know where Tobin James is located. But there's a new winery. It's definitely worth a visit, and they've been gracious enough to donate some of the wines for our cause this afternoon. Should we take a bite?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's try it. Mm-hmm. Cheers.
How did I pair it?
Lisa, I haven't had food that you haven't made as sensational. Truly.
Well, thank you.
So, all right, so we're pouring the second wine of the evening, the Cabernet, and again, the folks at Rails Nap have been kind enough to offer us a Cabernet with some age on it. And oftentimes the current vintage of Cabernet on the market is really not ready to drink. So we buy wines and take them home and think they're wonderful, and they are. But if you had the time and the patience to wait 2 or 3 years, you would be rewarded for that. Having said that, we have in front of us a 2013 Cabernet. The current vintage on the market is probably 2017, but they offered us some wines out of their library, so we thank them for that. So, what are we going to have with this?
You know what? I studied a little bit, and I would have never thought, but barbecue pairs perfectly with it. A little bit of smokiness to it, and I did a bacon wrap barbecue chicken.
Wonderful.
So,
well, that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Again, oftentimes people think Cabernet and steak, and that's all they think of. But again, a piece of white meat with some heavy seasoning or sauce would be an ideal match. And I'm very, very curious to try your creation.
and David, why do people swirl their wine?
Good question. Well, actually, there's a lot of reasons. But number one, when you're tasting wine, 80% of it is really the smell. And the reason we swirl our glass is to get the bouquet, the aromas to jump out of the glass. So ideally, you swirl the glass, you stick your nose in there, you take a big whiff. And again, if you were to plug your nose and taste a wine, you wouldn't taste nothing. Also, there's a lot to be learned by swirling. As the wine runs down the size of the glass, the slower it does, ideally the slower would tell you the viscosity of the wine. The farther apart the legs are from each other, you'll notice that that has to do with the alcohol content. So you can learn a lot about a wine just by how quickly or slowly it runs down the side of the glass, how far apart the legs are. They're referred to as legs. But
and the different types of wines have a little bit thicker.
Yes. Ideally, a Cabernet would probably be the most viscous. Some of the red wines we're going to do a little later on would be heavy and full-bodied. Again, it really has to do with the ripeness and the way the farmers harvest their grapes. You can concentrate a lot of flavor in a bottle of wine, be it red or white, but that all has to do with farming practices. So. Let's try the glass of the Cab.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, so what do we got?
Would you like a barbecue chicken?
Yeah, please. Let's do it.
All right, there we go.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I also put it like a little brown sugar, paprika blend on top before baking it, kind of like a candied bacon.
And once you mentioned that, I couldn't tell you what I taste, but I do taste the paprika. I taste it, and I taste a little bit of the brown sugar.
Yeah, it gives it a little more smokiness along with the bacon and chicken, the moistness of the chicken.
You're wonderful.
This wine is excellent. What do you think of this wine, Dave?
Again, as I mentioned a minute ago, the fact that it's got some bottle age on it, it's an ideal match. Again, with nobody would think of doing Cabernet with a white meat, but the fact that it's got some age on it, the flavors tend to mellow. I get kind of a black olive quality. I get some plum, maybe a little bit of tobacco, and these are normally flavors and characteristics you pick up on as the wine gets some bottle age. Again, most Cabernets I'm currently on my shelf in my store are 2016, 2017 vintage. So here's a wine that's got 4 or 5 years of bottle age, which makes a huge difference. A lot of people, you've been to wineries and you look at the stacks of barrels, the wine's aging. Normally the way that wine is aged, it sits in a wooden barrel for anywhere from 18 months to 24 months. And then they take it out of the barrel and they age it at least 1 year in bottle, sometimes longer. So again, there's a huge amount of I guess great change takes place as wines tend to age in the bottle. Oftentimes we drink wines way too early, and if you have the luxury of having your own cellar, you're benefited greatly by doing so, just having the chance to give the wine a chance to age.
What is the oldest bottle you have on your shelf?
Good question. I'm sure I've probably things probably in the 60s.
Oh, wow.
I've drank wines from the 1800s.
Oh, wow.
And again, the key, there are three components to wine. There's the fruit quality about the wine, the acidity in the wine, and the tannins in the wine. Acidity is a key component that makes a wine age-worthy. So a wine, and we've all heard the term balance. A wine needs to have all three of those components in similar levels. If it has too much fruit with no acid, it won't age. If it has too much acid and no fruit, it's going to taste of kind of a vinegar quality about it. So again, the key is balance. And wines that tend to age have a high level of acidity, and that acidity goes away with time, and then the fruit starts to come through.
Right, and then you see that in the pairing of the wine.
Right. Again, I think this is a perfect match with this dish that you just picked, the chicken and the spice that you picked, the brown sugar glaze.
Yep, the little smoky in there.
Yeah, I love it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you. All right, we're moving on to wine number 3, and which is Arches. This is a Syrah-based blend with some Cabernet, along with some Petit Verdot. And it's not very common that you see Petit Verdot added to Syrah. You do see it with Cabernet and Merlot, but to have these three together is quite unique. So I'm curious to try this wine. I've had it years ago. It's a unique blend, but I think it would be an ideal match with the mushrooms. And tell me about this dish that you got for us.
Yes, today I made, it's portobello stuffed mushroom, and it is stuffed with a little bit of blue cheese, chives, and bacon. And has a little earthiness for the wine with the mushroom, and then it has a little stinky blue cheese that pairs well with the Syrah. So,
well, again, just take a little sip and see what we think of the wine.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So, as I was saying earlier, Syrah is pretty kind of the dominant grape of Paso Robles now. Again, going back 30, 40 years ago was really Cabernet and Zinfandel and Chardonnay growing over here, but now really Syrah being probably number 1. Grenache is a close second. The grape is grown anywhere from the east side where Rails Nap is located all the way to the far west, maybe 2 or 3 miles inland from the Pacific Ocean where we stand right now. Again, when you see a wine that has different grape varietals listed on the label, they are listed in order of dominance. So the first grape listed would be the most of the biggest part of the blend, and the last grape listed would be the least amount. So in this case, this is a Syrah Cabernet Petit Verdot blend. So this tells me that the majority of this wine is made of Syrah. And,
so is that what makes each winemaker unique, is the percentages that go into each
what
type?
In my opinion, winemakers are like chefs.
Yeah.
So each grape varietal is like a different spice, and great chefs know how to use their spice rack. Great winemakers know how to use different grape varietals. What's so fascinating is when by adding 1% of a particular grape varietal can make the wine totally flip, and you would think 1% is nothing, but I've witnessed it many times.
Just like a little cayenne with an extra heat,
Just
like an extra tablespoon or a teaspoon will make it a little spicier.
Well, spice, but also you can very, very quickly you can give it too much spice,
Yes.
or you can give it, in this case with different grape varietals, each varietal has a quality that is what it's known for, and that's what you're trying to achieve it. But you can very quickly overdo that.
Yes,
component.
just like the tablespoon of cayenne
Right.
compared to the teaspoon.
That's
huh?
right. That's right. So what? So again, we're going to do the mushroom, I believe, with this course.
Yes, the
All
blue
right.
cheese stuffed mushroom.
Let us try one.
All right.
You know, the beauty of the beauty of food and wine pairing. I've witnessed it and I've heard it said, but 1 and 1 add up to 3. Food is wonderful by itself, wine is wonderful by itself, but by doing the two of them together, they take both items to a different level.
Definitely.
And again, with this, I love the flavors, but again, the blue cheese is pretty dominant. The beauty of having a wine which has good acidity, which this wine does, cuts through that, so it helps kind of clean your palate or clean off your tongue each time you take a sip. Great job, Lisa.
Thank you.
All right, so now the last wine of the evening is called our Arnaire, and this is a very unique blend. It's actually Petite Syrah, which is not very common in this part of the world, along with Syrah and Grenache, which is really the two prominent grapes of this from Paso Robles. Again, I find this wine very unique. I don't know anybody else doing a wine with this similar blend, but again, we were talking off camera. The beauty of wine is you want to sip wine every time you take a bite of your food. I would encourage all the people out there to take a sip of your wine shortly afterwards. The acid component in wine is what cleans off your palate. So by sipping wine after every bite, it's like getting the first bite of a dish. You know, you have all this flavor explosion going on. If you don't sip on wine, after a while, the excitement or the newness of that dish goes away. By taking a sip of wine, you probably get that newness 3 or 4 times. So I would encourage everybody to, the purpose of drinking wine, again, we need wines with good acidity, which we
Right.
talked about, but that component cleans off your palate or cleans off your tongue, that oiliness, you know, the oiliness from cheese or butter or any type of sauce.
Now
Wine helps that.
I notice in tasting rooms they have crackers, and they're pretty plain.
Right.
So-
Well, again, the same thing when you're bouncing from varietal to varietal. You know, some varietals are much more dominant than others. A cracker, normally the crackers are very neutral. There's no salt. They're very plain. They're really trying to clean off your tongue or clean off your palate to start over to have a fresh chalkboard. It's not about the enjoyment of the crackers. It's about cleaning out your palate, so the next wine you taste, you get all the essence of that wine.
Right, not like tasting a yummy sausage stuff empanada with like a little roasted pepper coulis.
Yeah, listen. I'm of all the
You're
dishes.
ready?
All the dishes we're going to have this afternoon or this evening. This looks to be the most exciting. I'm very excited to try it. So with that, let's have a toast,
Cheers.
and we'll have a little bite.
I paired this one, Dave, because I taste a lot of pepper in this one, and I thought it would pair nice with the Red House. It's a beef basil garlic sausage, which is pretty mild but has a lot of flavor. And then I paired it with a goat cheese and a smoked Gouda along with the roasted pepper sauce. I'm super excited about this sausage because I love using locally grown products, and Red House is a grass-fed producer in town, locally family owned. And then along with like the veggie wrapped, New York veggie wrapped hand roll, we also have Kel Organic, and there's such a difference in the freshness in the vegetables and the beef, and love working with local companies.
Yeah, no, I agree
Just
with
like
you.
Imbibe.
Well, again, I think, this last year has been a crazy year for everybody, but, shopping local, he helps all the local business owners, and myself included, yourself included. Food, I mean, there really has been a big push in the last 3 or 4 years about farm to table. And again, there's oftentimes the food travels hundreds and hundreds of miles, and that doesn't enhance anything. I would think by having it grown in our backyard, and it was harvested the day before we were actually consuming it, or sometimes the same day.
Exactly.
It makes a huge difference.
In the shelf life in our refrigerators make it just such a longer shelf life, and the freshness is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, again, I haven't had a dish that you've prepared, and we've been working together for many years. I've always loved working with you. I love the food that you put on the table, and again, let's try this one. So do you recommend dipping it?
Here, I'll help you.
All right.
You can put a little
Just put a little
roasted.
bit. Thank you for that.
There you go.
All right.
And I'll grab one. And
Cheers.
bon appetit from Board Appetit.
I love the sauce. And I get that. I find it to be a mild sausage. I mean, it's pleasant. It's not,
Right.
it's not.
And it's the grass-fed beef.
Uh-huh.
With a little bit of basil with the fresh herb in there. A little caramelized onion.
Taste that.
Thank you.
Great.
Well, I enjoy coming and buying my wines at Imbibe. You're always so helpful with me pairing my food with your wine.
Thank you. Well, again, as we were talking earlier, I give all the credit to my team. The staff at Imbibe has been there forever. We don't have turnover. It's a happy family. We spend a lot of time educating all my employees. I've been doing it 35 years. Moved back to town 15 years ago. Been in the retail business in Bakersfield for 12, and it's the best thing I ever did. So I love the people.
I love them.
Yeah,
They're
thank you.
super friendly and super knowledgeable.
Thank you. Well, Lisa, again, I found all the dishes to be wonderful. I think that the last dish, along with the last wine that we had, really was my favorite. I find this be very unique. Normally, Petit Syrah is a very big, powerful, dominating wine. With the fact they added Syrah and Grenache to this, makes it very unique. It's very pleasant.
Very food friendly, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's again, my hats are off to Railsnap for coming up with this idea and this creation. And as I said earlier, winemakers are like chefs. It's a lot of winemakers, everything's 100% Cabernet or 100% Chardonnay, but the best winemakers make blends. And most of the wines from Railsnap tend to be blends, and they're quite unique.
Well, I learned a lot from you today.
Well, Lisa, again, it's been a blessing to hang out with you this afternoon. I want to just briefly go over the wines again. So again, the first one we had was the Navigator. Again, it's a unique white blend of Rhone varietals. Grenache Blanc, Viognier, Picpoul. Again, this is a great alternative to Chardonnay. And I think sadly we all drink Chardonnay, and a little bit more Chardonnay. So I would encourage all the guests out there to go on the shelves and look for something other than Chardonnay.
Right. And you'll be able to enjoy that with a New York veggie hand roll with the Asian flair.
Wonderful. The Cabernet is what we did second. And again, what's unique about this Cabernet is the fact it's got some bottle age. It'd be a chance for all you folks out there to try something with age, which sadly it's not all that common. I would say of all my consumers that come through my doors, 98% of the wine that's purchased is consumed that night or the next day. So here's the beauty of a winery putting some aside and giving us the opportunity to try something with some age. And again, the beautiful pairing.
Yes, with the barbecue bacon wrapped chicken.
Yep. And then we did Arnaire, which is a very unique blend we talked about earlier. Petite Syrah, Grenache, and Syrah is the blend. Again, I don't know anybody else doing a blend like this, but of all the wines, I found this to be my favorite. But I think a big part of that is because it's unique. I always like trying things that I haven't had, and God knows I've had a lot of Chardonnay, Pinot, and Sauvignon Blanc, and Zinfandel, and all that good stuff. But anyway, this is a very unique blend, and I enjoyed it. And again, it was probably my favorite dish of the evening too.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. The little Red House sausage empanada with the red roasted pepper Kool-Aid.
Wonderful. It was wonderful. And then last up was Arches, which is a unique blend of the Syrah, Cabernet, and Petit Verdot. And as I mentioned earlier, Petit Verdot is a very unique grape. It's actually one of the most expensive grapes because there's so little of it planted, and it's super concentrated. It's like curry or some spice. It costs, you buy it by the gram.
Saffron.
Saffron. There you go. So you buy this grape. You buy by the. Give you an idea, Cabernet, the best Cabernet sells for $12,000 or $14,000 a ton. You can spend $20,000 or $25,000 a ton for this. So they use a small percentage, I'm sure, because it's very unique and very special. But my hand's off for them. Yeah, and tell me again, we did that with the mushrooms?
Yes, we did the portobello stuffed mushrooms with the blue cheese and a little bit of bacon and chive.
Wonderful. My hats are off to you.
Talk of darkness, forget this wide-eyed fears. I'm here, nothing can harm you. My words will warm and calm you. Let me be your freedom, let daylight dry your tears. I'm here with you, beside you, to guard you and to guide you. Then say with me, one love, one lifetime. Let me lead you from your solitude. Say you need me, with you here beside you. Anywhere you go, let me go too. Love me, that's what I ask of you. Let me be your shelter, let me be your light. You're safe, no one will find you. Your fears are far behind you. All I need is freedom and a world with no more night. And you always beside me, to hold me and to hide me. Then say every waking moment. Turn my head with talk of summertime. Say you need me, with you here always. Promise me that all you say is true. Love me, that's all I ask of you. Say you love me, yes I do. Love me, That's all I ask of you. That's all I ask of you. Midnight, not a sound from the pavement, as the moon lost her memory. She's smiling alone. In the lamplight, the withered leaves collect at my feet, and the wind begins to moan. Memory, all alone in the moonlight, I can smile at the old days. Life was beautiful then. I remember the time I knew what happiness was. Let the memory live again. Every street lamp seems to beat a fatalistic warning. Someone martyrs and the street lamp gutters, and soon it will be morning. Daylight, I must wait for the sunrise. I must wait for a new life, and I mustn't give in. When the dawn comes, tonight will be a memory too, and a new life will begin. Dark out ends of smoky days, the stale cold smell of morning. Street lamps die, another night is over, another day is dawning. Touch me. If you touch me, you'll understand what happiness is. Look, a new day has begun. Give me gimme, 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 gimme that thing called love. I want it. Gimme, gimme that thing called love. I need it. Highs and lows, tears and laughter. Give me happy ever after. Give me that thing called love. Give me that thing called love. I crave it. Give me that thing called love. I brave it, thick and thin, rich or poor time. Give me years and I want more time. Give me that thing called love. Give me that thing called love. I'm free now. Give me that thing called love. I see now, fly now, sing sparrow. Give me Cupid, famous arrow. Give me that thing called love. I don't care if he is nobody. In my heart, he will be somebody to love me. I want it. I need it. Here I am, Saint Valentine. My bags are packed. I'm first in line. Aphrodite, don't forget me. Romeo and Juliet, me fly now. Sing sparrow. Give me fat boy, famous arrow. Give me that thing called love. I want it. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late for go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts. Close my eyes and leap. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I tried defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye. I defying gravity, and you won't bring me down. I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I've lost. Well, if that love it comes at much too high a cost, I never defy gravity. Kiss me goodbye. I defy gravity. I think I tried defying gravity, and you won't bring me down. truly crazy, and true their visions hazy, but I swear someday I'll be flying so high. Kiss me goodbye if I'm running. Oh, so if you care to find me, look at the western sky. And someone told me lately, everyone deserves a chance to fly. If I'm running, and you won't bring me down. Oh, and you won't bring me down. Hey, you won't bring me
wonderful
And if you
experience.
thought that was good, wait till you have dinner. And if none of you have eaten dinner yet, you are in for a treat with Lisa Borda for sure.
Can't wait.
Yes, and by the way, if you haven't done the auction already, Lisa Borda is providing dinner for 10 at that beach party. So make sure that you sign up for that. And if all of you know John Ranger, he will be there playing. It's Jim Ranger's brother from The Voice, if you don't know. He'll be there playing for us as well that night.
No, that should be a great experience.
And did you see that beautiful location we were at Seacrest?
Oh, yeah.
That was gorgeous, wasn't it? Well, they have also given us 2 nights at the Seacrest Hotel in the auction. So I hope you are all doing some bidding on that as well. And how about the wine?
The wine was great.
Rails Nap was fantastic.
What do you think? Was it good? Yeah, awesome.
I couldn't drink too much of it because I have to speak with you all tonight, but you'll know when I have an opportunity to do that. So
I beg to differ. I was a little different.
And the wine basket that is on there is also from Rails Nap on the auction. So we really hope that you are bidding away on that auction, and
Absolutely.
we can't wait to see you.
Bid, bid, bid. Let's do it.
And it's going to be a great night, right?
It's going to be a wonderful night.
We're just getting started.
Now, don't forget, there are going to be some QR codes that are going to be at the bottom of your screen there. So make sure you snap those codes so that you can auction,
Get to the auction.
Absolutely.
If you just put your phone over at your smartphone, for all of you who may not be as technical savvy as I know that I am not, if you just open your phone and your camera on your phone and you put it right up against that QR code, the link will pop up, you click that, and you will see all of the beautiful things in the auction. You just have to put view catalog and you are set to go.
Snap and go.
So shall we get started?
Let's do it.
All right. Thank you so much. Enjoy the evening.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So we had some generous sponsors who would like to remain anonymous. We appreciate your generosity. Some of those sponsors, you can actually look at your booklets that you have been provided to kind of look a little further into who sponsored this great event. Thank you.
So we just want to start this program off tonight, certainly honoring Jim Baldwin, because that is why we are here, right? So I am going to get the evening started. Tonight has been a long time in the making. We started this in July of 2019. How many of you feel like that was decades ago already, right? So we have been discussing plans for Jim's retirement since then, and it's been a long time coming. So we're so happy to be here. Who could have ever imagined after 8 months of our original planning that we would have had to cancel the event? And we canceled the event 1 year ago today. So how fitting it is that we are here celebrating. I wish that we were all together and we were celebrating together, but we know that pretty soon we'll all get to do that and have a big event sometime soon where we can all be in the same room. Despite all of the obstacles, the cancellations, and the reschedules, we are here. We knew this event must take place, and it had to be a very special night, one that would equally honor Jim and the organization he has dedicated so much to. I was thrilled to be the one to take on the task because Jim is a very good friend of mine. I met Jim in 2012 really by divine appointment, and when I say that, it's not lightly. Someday you'll have to ask me the story. When I said yes to a tour of BARC, that did in fact absolutely change my life. I was asked to be the coordinator of the Voiced Coalition, a vision of Jim Baldwin's that soon included executives from other organizations like Darla Benson, Cheryl Chalupa, Sean Kennemer, Jimmy Soto, and so many more. As a result, Jim and the others became my friends and mentors. Jim's passion for equality for people with disabilities was absolutely infectious. He was a master at educating our legislators, our community leaders, and quite frankly, anyone who would listen. As a mother of 2 sons with Asperger's and a daughter with epilepsy, I learned so much and was so proud to be a part of something that was making a difference in our community for people with disabilities. I want to thank all of you tonight for being a part of this evening. I thank you to each and every one of our sponsors and all of the hardworking vendors and friends that helped tonight become a reality. It is quite something to pull off a virtual event, and I hope you are all enjoying those meals. My hope is by the end of this evening, you will truly understand why Jim has such a passion for BARC and why BARC is so appreciative of Jim.
Good evening. As Bakersfield's mayor, it's my joy to join you in supporting BARC and celebrating and honoring Jim Baldwin. From his childhood years singing in church in Ponca City, Oklahoma, Jim Baldwin brought joy through music. Jim honed his talents as a music major in college and performed throughout the country with Charity's Creation, a contemporary Christian music group that he co-founded. For the past 40 years, the beautiful music of Jim Baldwin has resounded throughout Bakersfield. We celebrate the music of Jim Baldwin, the business leader, Vice President and Branch Manager of Bank of America, who doubled and tripled the business in his branches. And then as Vice President of Aegis, Jim provided M&A services, always holding to his philosophy that the customer is first, last, and always in all decisions. We celebrate the music of Jim Baldwin, the advocate. As president of BARC, Jim passionately engaged our community and led the charge for full-time employment opportunities for persons with disabilities. His leadership and resolute commitment empowered persons with disabilities and helped give people a purpose. I loved hearing Jim talk about his BARC clients as tremendous people and how he learned more from the clients than they learned from him. It was heartwarming to see the smiles from ear to ear as Jim lavishly praised clients for their work. Jim's music united people. By establishing a county-wide coalition known as Voiced, Jim created a united voice to raise awareness and advocate for differently abled persons. The music of Jim the Advocate also resounded on state and national levels as he tenaciously fought for funding for those who face unique challenges. Jim helped to shape policy solutions. Tonight, we celebrate the music of Jim Baldwin, our friend, who consistently sees the good in others and uplifts them with encouraging words. We celebrate our friend whose LinkedIn profile includes these accolades from colleagues. Jim is one of the most compassionate, ethical leaders I know. He encourages those around him to continually rise to greatness. He is a man of honor and integrity. Jim has a wonderful, caring heart and is one of the most creative leaders I know. An honest and caring individual. If you have a chance to get to know Jim, I'd recommend you take it. Jim, thank you for sharing your beautiful music with us. Your heart, your voice, and your service truly echo our city's tagline, Bakersfield, the sound of something better. We honor you and wish you much success as you continue to share your joyful sounds on the next phase of your journey.
Hi, Senator Shannon Grove here. Thank you for inviting me to virtually join you tonight as we recognize Jim Baldwin's retirement. Where do I start? Jim's been a fierce advocate, compassionate community member, and he's truly served as a game changer. Jim's work with the Bakersfield ARC has been incredible by any measurable standard, and it shows. In 2019, Jim was appointed to serve on the National Council on Disability, where the ideas and influence that he had right here in Kern County was elevated to a national stage. Jim served on BARC's board of directors for more than 8 years before he was appointed president in 2001. Throughout the years as Jim served as the president and CEO, he made a huge difference in our community. BARC strives to give people purpose, and there's no doubt in my mind that that's exactly what Jim did during his service. His guidance and encouragement have helped so many others thrive in serving the developmentally disabled community. He's helped so many in the IDD community accomplish the dream that they never thought was possible, to live a full and productive life. Jim embodies Titus 2:7. In everything, set them as an example by doing what is good. In your teaching, show integrity and seriousness. And Jim did just that. He set the good example for others. He led with a servant's heart. And through his leadership, he taught so many others how to serve with integrity and dignity. Jim, I want to say to you that missing you, or you'll be missed, is an understatement. You're one of those rare people that makes change and better opportunities for others. And my friend, you have given your heart to this community. And you have benefited Kern, and you have benefited this community nationally. And I can't thank you enough for allowing me to work with you in this endeavor. It's been my pleasure, and I know the developmentally disabled community here in Bakersfield and in the state of California, but also in the country, is better off because of you. I want to wish you the best in your retirement, and I want to thank you for the work that you've left behind at Bakersfield ARC, and everybody coming after you has such big shoes to fill. The career and life that you've built served as a strong foundation for this community, and we will always be forever grateful. Because of the battles that you fought and the changes that you've made, the legacy you leave behind at BARC is much brighter and much brighter for our future. On a personal level, I've enjoyed your friendship, your wisdom, and every meeting that we've had to fix problems facing the IDD community. Even that one where you made me call Kevin McCarthy and beg for forgiveness for being upset at him so that we could get the companionship exemption. I look forward to your friendship, even in retirement. And Jim, I want to wish you the very best that life has to offer. May God bless you in your retirement. And I just congratulate you on everything that you've achieved for the DD community. Thank you, my friend.
What an awesome speech. That was awesome. So clearly Mr. Jim Baldwin is an awesome man. We can all agree. So what expectations for this evening, right? We have the auctions, many really cool items that you can check out. It's in your brochure that you have there. You can check it out. On the bottom of your screen a little later today, we'll have the QR codes where you can pull out your smartphone, take a picture, and you're good to go. It'll take you right where you need to go. Other expectations for tonight were to donate. If you'd like to donate for to Bakersfield ARC, we'll definitely show you and tell you how to do that as well. Also, if you take any photos of this evening, be sure to tag us at hashtag A Night for BARC, okay? A Night for BARC, that would be awesome. So next up we have our roaster. So this is a roast of Mr. Jim Baldwin. So we are definitely gonna have a fun and great time with that. So let's see how crazy that gets, right? All right, so first up we have Mr. Ken Schmidt. Come on up, bud. Let's see what you got. Good luck to you.
Thank you, thank you. Enough of the accolades. Okay. This is the time of year where we have endless award shows. Grammys tomorrow night, Oscars, Emmys. You know, where they mention the accountants and they let them stand off to the side with their briefcases, just hoping they have the right name in the envelope. Now I know what you're thinking, you've always dreamed of. You never get to hear from the accountants. Well, tonight your dreams come true. Now, accountants, we're not polished public speakers, so I had to borrow a tip from last year's impeachment. You know, it seems like just last month, but I've got some notes here. And I've got about 20 hours of material here. Or I could do 3 hours and just repeat it 7 times. Or I'll keep it down to 45 minutes, okay? Speaking of impeachment and other fun events from 2020, remember when we originally were planning this event? Only have it postponed, and we all got to learn how to wash our hands again. singing happy birthday to ourselves twice every time. I tell you, by the end of April, I thought I was 110 years old. Speaking of wanting to wash your hands, Governor Newsom sends his best. If I recall, when asked if he wanted to be here, he said that he didn't own a black tie. Apparently doesn't own any ties. He was also really busy trying to find nowhere on the map of California because he was sure his bullet train was going to Merced. So recently, Sean and I were discussing his transition as the new president and CEO of BARC. And he told me Jim was the worst president to have to follow because he was such a legend. As the saying goes, Jim leaves big shoes to fill. And if anyone can fill big shoes, it's Sean. Actually, we have another employee retiring this year, Dave Kyle. You know, out of all the people at BARC, between Sean and Dave, they are without a doubt the lowest handicap golfers here at BARC. It's been a pleasure spending time in the links with Sean, Dave, and Jim. And to remember us, we have a parting gift for you, Jim. We've seen how you play. So when used as directed, these balls are guaranteed to fly straight. But you have to use them as directed. Instructions are printed on the ball. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Now, for the legal disclaimer, the presentation of this item does not constitute an endorsement of the product by either BARC, YouTube, or the PGA. Also retiring this year is Jeffrey King of the Pun Popkin. Couldn't be here tonight, but some of his classics, just to throw them in. Jim was retiring, and he thought he was getting 4 new Michelins at Costco. I told Jeffrey I needed to fix my hard drive, and he said I should change my commute. So that's just life with Jeffrey at BARC. It's just a series of groan-inducing one-liners. Jim's lovely wife, Brenda, is also with us tonight. As we all know, Brenda was Bakersfield's best little Patsy Cline impersonator at the Stars Dinner Theater. Great show as always when the Baldwins are involved. It's also a pleasure to hear from all of our politicians tonight. We'll hear more later. But we can be sure that dedicated their time and energy, Genarians, millennials, Californians of all ages, making sure we all have the best opportunity in life. However, Jim's great relationships with all the politicians has not been without its challenges, like dealing with government bureaucrats in Washington and Sacramento who are the worst.
Hi, I'm Vince Fong. I'm the State Assembly member for Kern County. Been elected for a number of years, but have worked with Jim and BARC for decades. And in advocating for people with disabilities, whether it's more resources or job opportunities, and it's been my honor to work with Jim. BARC is always leading the way, and anytime I need advice, I text or call Jim Baldwin, and he's always been there with his guidance and his input. Well, Jim, I just want to thank you for your service, your commitment to the people of Kern County. You've been an invaluable asset to myself, and more importantly, you've been a great friend. So thank you for everything you've done for me, for Kern County, and for the state of California.
To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear the unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, and to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless and no matter how far, to fight for the right without questions of past, to be willing to march into hell for the heavenly cause. And I know if I only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will be peaceful and calm when I lay to my rest. And that world would be better for this. Yeah. That one man scorned and covered with scars, still strong with his last ounce of courage, to reach the unreachable, the unreachable, the unreachable star. Unreachable star.
What a beautiful song. Do you agree? That was awesome. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take it into a different segment here. We have another roaster on our hands. We have Ms. Darla Benson, who I've had the pleasure of working with for many, many, many years. Many years.
Too many.
18 or so. Anyhow, here she is, Ms. Darla Benson. Enjoy.
Thank you, Jaime. I appreciate it. I have to share, when I first met Jim, which Erica kind of alluded to, telling you all about Voiced, and the organization that he came to my office, Sean and I, and proposed this organization that he wanted to help benefit the disabled in our community. And we ran with several projects, and we accomplished things that I think the locals didn't think we could accomplish, all because of Jim. But the main thing that everybody doesn't know about is when we had these Voiced meetings, we always included lunch. And when we had lunch, we went to the Panda Palace. And when we went to the Panda Palace, as we walked in the door, there was Jim sitting at his table, and they were bringing out his special tray of pot stickers just for him. Nobody else couldn't touch his pot stickers. And then they would bring out a second tray for the rest of us that were eating lunch and the rest of the restaurant. So Jim had them very well trained, and he did a really good job in making sure that he got his pot stickers on those days. The next thing that Jim introduced Sean and I to was conferences in Sacramento. We went up there and we learned a lot. He showed us the ropes. He introduced us to people at the conference, and we spent many days expanding our knowledge and our horizons so we could bring all that knowledge and horizon back to Bakersfield to share with the people that we served. And along with that, we ended up going to the state capitol. And we would go around to the side door where all the people in the know, which Jim is, get you into that side door, and you didn't have to walk through the front of the state capitol, and took us to Shannon Grove's office and many other of our state legislators there when we were doing our advocacy for whatever that year's budget was trying to cut from our systems. And after we worked hard all day long, walking the Capitol, doing our conference, at the end of the day, it was our excitement that we would go to dinner. All of our involved items that we did with Jim always involved a really good meal. So he would take us to one of the special places in Sacramento for dinner, and then after we gorged ourselves on dinner, he would insist that we go to one of the dessert shops that were up there, and we all porked down on more sugar, and that's why I have diabetes today. I can't thank Jim enough for sharing all these things with us. One of the things that Sean and I also did with Jim was go to Washington, D.C. We went to one of the national art conferences, and from there, he knows everybody. He was so gracious in introducing us to everybody that he could think of, and we came back with lots of information and lots of knowledge that we were able to share with the clients and the staff that we worked with, and it was invaluable. But there again, when we came to the end of that day, it was time to go to dinner. And so again, Jim would take us to someplace special. I remember a Korean barbecue place that we had, they're flipping things and doing all kinds of things for us for dinner. And it was an experience, and I can't thank him enough for sharing all those things with us. As you can see, the major theme I have throughout my years of working with Jim and being a part of his professional life was food. He always took care of his people. He always took care of us. And for that, Jim, I thank you for being an advocate for us, a mentor for me, an educator for Sean and I, and a colleague that I cannot tell you how special that was, and to be my friend. Thank you. You're welcome.
Jim Baldwin has dedicated his life to helping others. As president and CEO of the Bakersfield ARC for the last 2 decades, and as board member of BARC for 8 years before that, he's fought to ensure that our most vulnerable have a seat at the table in shaping the policies that affect them most. That's why when I had the opportunity to appoint someone to the National Council on Disability several years ago, it was only fitting that Jim take on that role. Jim, thanks for your passion and dedication to ensuring that all Americans have a voice. You have made Bakersfield and Kern County all the better for it. Though we've sad to see you go, I have no doubt you will continue being a leader in our community for many years to come. Congratulations on your well-deserved retirement.
All right. What an inspiring video. That's awesome. Thank you for those kind words for Mr. Jim Baldwin. We do have another roaster coming up. So Darla Benson did an awesome job, and so did Ken. He did a wonderful job. Mr. Jim, what do you think? Mr. Baldwin? Unbelievable, he says. That's great. So next up, we have another roaster, very talented man. From what I hear, he's a wonderful gentleman. I just met him this evening, and I look forward to working with him in the future. So here he is, a video that's going to explain a little more. Mr. Warren Dobson.
Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as you ever can. For our purpose in life is not to be happy, it's to be useful, honorable, compassionate, until it makes some difference that you have lived. And you have lived well. And we're all here 'cause we think you're swell. Who is this man we speak of? Jimmy Eugene Baldwin? We will now take an in-depth look at his entire life in 2.4 minutes. I will be your narrator, and sometimes I will be Jim. You'll know I'm Jim when I wear this shirt. Let me tell you all a story about a man named Jimmy, born in Oklahoma in majestic Ponca City. He had a golden voice, so we'll skip past the teens when they put a group together and they called it charity. Charity's creation, that is. I heard them, they were good. They even played the Harvey Auditorium. All that I have is yours, oh Lord. Show me what you called me to do. Then he moved to Hawaii, wonder why he didn't stay, singing every night on the beach all day. But before too long he began to miss dirt, so he hopped on a plane with 100 new shirts. Aloha shirts, island chic. He went back to Oklahoma, the place of his birth, got a music degree, and we know what that's worth. They said California is the place you ought to be, so he loaded up the shirts and they moved to Bakersfield. Oil wells, sun, fun, stay, play, Buck Owens. Started out in sales and he aimed for the sky, and that's no joke, he really learned how to fly. He worked really hard and climbed up the ranks, and the next thing you know, he's managing a bank. Hello, my name is Jim Baldwin. I'd like to be your banker. It might just change your life. Why don't you come with me? I work right down the street. I am the new manager of the mighty Bank of America. Hello, my name is Jim Baldwin. If you'll sign here, a brand new savings account is yours today. How about a checking account? You've never had a checking account? You don't even know what to do with a checking account? Well, this is your lucky day because I just discovered my new mission. Come on, let's take a ride. And don't forget your checkbook. No, I'm not kidnapping you. Hey, let's be Christian-like. Me first. See this place? I hear they got trouble. Right here on Union. That's trouble with a T, and that rhymes with B, and that stands for BARC. These people need jobs, and they need funding. We need money from the state and the feds and the locals too, so let me tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna shred tires, and we're gonna fix pallets. We're gonna decase Pepsi, beer, and Crystal Geyser, and buddy, that's just the start. We're gonna have pride right here on Union. That's pride with a P, and that rhymes with B, and that stands for BARC. We're gonna change laws and statutes, rules and stuff, build up awareness, and if that's not enough, we'll... Wait, I've got it. Hello, my name is Jim Baldwin. If you would be so kind, I'd like to speak with Harvey Hall and the Chamber of Commerce, and maybe Kevin McCarthy, and Gene Fuller, and Bill Thomas, and Vince Vaughn, and what's his name, Mike Maggard, and the Secretary of State, and the Governor, the entire Supreme Court, and the President of the United States.
You've reached the White House. Please hold while I connect you to the President.
This is Shannon Grove.
Hello, my name is Jim Baldwin. Would you please join me for a tour? It just might change your life and someone else's life. If just one person believes in you, deep enough and strong enough, believes in you, hard enough and long enough, before you know it, someone else would think, if he can do it, I can do it, making it too. Whole people who believe in you, and if two whole people believe in you, deep enough and strong enough, believe in you, hard enough and long enough, there's bound to be some other person who believes in making it a threesome, making it three. People you can say, believe in me. And if three whole people, why not four? And if four whole people, why not more and more and more? And when all those people believe in you, deep enough and strong enough, believe in you, hard enough and long enough, it stands to reason you yourself will start to see what everybody sees in you. And maybe even you can believe in you too.
Thank you, Jim.
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 Well, that was just amazing. Personally, I've had the opportunity to work with the clients as they showed on the video, and that was truly touching. You did an awesome job, bro. Like, that was so amazing. Mr. Jim Baldwin, you did an amazing job. The legacy that you've laid for our clients and the staff, such an amazing person. And I'm sorry that I haven't had the opportunity to work under you. You retired and decided to go ahead and move on, but you left some space for us to go ahead and take your place and kind of continue that. And I know Mr. Sean Kennemer thanks you for that, and I thank you for that. Our clients thank you for that. So BARC is so fortunate to have Mr. Jim, at the wheel for the past 2 decades here at Bakersfield ARC, impacting so many, clearly as you see on TV, including the new president and CEO, Mr. Sean Kennemer, my good friend.
Jim Baldwin, I want to personally thank you for everything you did for me in my career. At the lowest point in my life, you said, come over here, God has a plan for you. I wouldn't be here leading BARC, doing the things that I'm able to do without your vision for me at BARC. I can't stress enough what you mean to me and how glad I am God put you in my life. So in your retirement, please enjoy golf. Enjoy your time, and you deserve all the happiness with your lovely wife, Brenda. So God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you on the golf course in the future.
BARC, it stands for Bakersfield Advocacy, Respect, and Commitment. Advocacy for me is basically letting the world know that people with disabilities can function normally in the regular community. Respect would be like, you respect our peers, respect the community, respect people that you work with. Commitment is basically like all that stuff, but you're serious about it. Like you go out and do this stuff every day and just love what you do.
These are the greatest people I've ever met in my entire life. And the staff here are outstanding. The programs are magnificent. If I thought I was having a bad day, I would just take a walk. And within 2 minutes, I'm grinning from ear to ear because it is great to be here.
I've been at BARC for almost 3 years. October 23rd will be 3 years I've been working here, and I love my job. I do janitorial crew. I love working with my coworkers, and I like my job coach. Being at BARC has changed my life to be more independent, to work out in the community. My goal is to get a better job and get myself my license and get a car and all that. I get picked up in the morning, and then I usually take the get bus in the afternoon because I know my way home.
I live on my own. I live here in Bakersfield. I've lived here all my life. I've worked here at BARC for almost 37 years now, in June of this year. And through BARC, I live on my own. And also through BARC, I work at a place called IKEA 2 days a week. And 3 days a week I work here. I have a paycheck, I can pay my bills, and I enjoy having money, and I enjoy having the educational tools that BARC has given me.
The BARC do because I look at Kaveh is every day he is happy bus is coming and pick him up. Means he happy here, and most of the time I look at them, they teach him lot of things, like they try it, he speak, but he can't, but still they try it, and he knows a lot of things about the going out with the people, and I think is the best for Kaveh is very friendly, very nice with the people, everything that they teach him good. Kaveh is my life. Kaveh is everything for me, When I came here, I feel that no, here is the home he can come every day and be happy.
The future looks like parents once again taking the reins and saying, I get to decide where my child goes or what programs are available. It's about the individuals deciding for themselves what they want and where they want to work, what life choices they want to make. So as BARC moves into the future, our future depends on offering those individuals the unlimited choices that you and I, as non-disabled individuals, take for granted every day. So that includes where they live, who they want to be with, who they want to associate with, what areas they want to do, what they want to do for fun, what they want to eat. It's everyday life choices. So rather than BARC now being the advocates for these individuals, BARC's teaching the individuals how to be their own advocates. That's where the future lies.
Five years ago, I interviewed for a position at CFO with Jim Baldwin, and he gave me that opportunity at a time when I was kind of feeling a little bit down about my career and where it was going. And he brought that, he built back up in me that confidence. So Jim, thank you for bringing me to BARC and for giving me that opportunity to work with you. I'm just sorry it was only for a short period of time, but thank you for the foundation that you've laid at BARC. About a couple of years ago, we were in a core meeting, and Jim said, he looked around at all the upper vice presidents. He said, I'm leaving here in about 2 years, and he looked around and says, all of us in there were like getting close to retirement. And he laid the foundation. He had a person in mind that he knew was going to fill his shoes. And he won't admit it, but like a couple people have said tonight, those are big shoes to fill. And he found his man in Sean Kennemer. So Sean, come on up. It's been a pleasure working with you the last 2 years. Come on up.
Thank you. It's been a great time. My first year as president and CEO of BARC. I want to thank everybody for being on tonight, being here in person, being out there in the community and supporting BARC and all of our sponsors. But most of all, I want to thank Jim Baldwin. You, as my wife said tonight, please make sure you let him know that you have changed my life for the better, along with everybody else that in this great agency, this great organization, and all people with disabilities. You're changing our lives for better still today. I'm so appreciative of everything you've done, and you've done for me. So, speaking of people that have changed people's lives, there was a person that retired recently from BARC, and she's here tonight, and I believe she spent, 44 years?
44 years. I wasn't here. I forget where I was 44 years ago, but
I think I was 3.
Sounds about right.
She's giving me an evil look right now, but I think she needs to come up, right?
Oh yeah.
I think we need to honor her tonight too, because she just retired in December. So Reba, please come up for us real quick if you.
Sure. Reba has spent, like I said, 44 years at BARC. When I came on board, it was about 40 or 41. And I remember about a month after I started, she came into my office and said, I think I'd like to retire at the end of the year. And I think I shamed her into staying another 2 or 3 years, because all I said was, I was hoping to have more time to work with you.
I don't think you had to convince me very much.
Probably not.
I think after 40, a couple more is okay.
Right. So, but after 44 years of service with for BARC and for all the clients, on behalf of the clients, on behalf of all of us, and especially me, thank you very much for your service to BARC.
These are for you, Ms. Reba. Thank you for everything. We really appreciate everything you've done. So right now, we're going to show you some highlights from the past 18 months. And these are, we're going to show you what a difference a year's made. So the previous video you saw was filmed for the first retirement dinner we were supposed to do for Jim. This one was filmed for this one, and a difference 18 months made due to COVID. You know, with the retirement of Jim and COVID, you know, we've had to make a little bit of transition. And so at this time, we're going to share that with you. Any new executive coming in the first year, you know, they're really evaluating and trying to figure out, okay, what difference are you going to make? And then we get to March and everything's starting to close down. So from then on, it's just been a crazy ride, a fun ride, but crazy. So while we have individuals out in the community that are working in our supportive employment group that, you know, are employed, that's their whole source of income. So early on, you know, with the CFO and I, we made the decision that, okay, even if we shut down, we're gonna keep everybody on as long as we can. So we made the decision to cease programs and then keep people employed while we figured out our next steps. So all of our work programs in the community through supportive employment continue to go out in the community. Our day program, you know, the clients were said stay at home. We started immediately our staff making phone calls, communicating with them, making sure they're okay. You know, did they have enough food? Because if it was affecting us, it was also going to affect the, you know, those families out there that maybe have lost their jobs as well. You know, one of the harder decisions we did have to make was with the recycling, because that is a legacy program that BARC has just, you know, had. That was started with Jim Baldwin. We were actually paying everybody and losing less money to have everybody stay at home. So we made the decision at that point we could not bring the recycling back. That's when we were able to go and partner with the city of Bakersfield to do a pilot program with our recycling center. They were able to make it work while employing our clients to go back to work. So we get out of the recycling business, but the jobs continue for the clients. So not a single individual with the closure of the campus, with closure of recycling, has lost their job. We learned how to do this hybrid model really well. We've learned how to do the community-based 100%. So we're having to move that way in 5 years anyway. 4 to 5 years, the states and the federal government has said, you know, we have to start moving to these models off-site. We've figured out how we can make that happen. And so we made the decision to go to a completely, when we do finally return full-time, a completely community-based program. So for our day program, that doesn't mean them coming to our site. That means we pick them up at home and they go do an activity or they go volunteer. They do all those things in the community. So because of the changes with not having to have the facility-based programs, or we're not going to bring those facility-based, you know, we around November looked at, okay, does the campus of BARC, our 25-acre campus, actually serve our purposes, or is it an unnecessary asset that's not actually helping us for the future? So about that time, we met with the CFO and the board of directors and formulated a plan. Let's move forward and let's downsize. The campus doesn't work for us. So we've started that process. And so if you're hearing now about, you know, BARC's closing or the campus is closing, yeah, we're closing the campus because it doesn't serve us. So we're going to be out finding another building that will house all of our staff and a piece of property that would allow us for our vehicles to be home to, so our staff can go pick up those vehicles and take it out in the community, and then serve our clients 100% in the community. So there's no need for this big campus any longer.
My name is Alyssa Cross. I am the virtual manager of Access Now. Access Now is developed for individuals who are on the lower functioning level. We do have higher functioning in there, but this is for those who aren't able to quite get a job, who just need extra time spent with learning everyday skills. We have adults ranging from early 20s up until their late, I think our oldest is in their 70s. It doesn't matter what subject they're doing that day, but they'll talk the whole hour if you let them. So we also do a lot of fun things that we do: gardening, painting. We're doing bingos now on Friday. They really enjoy bingo, karaoke, dancing classes. My staff and I have helped ensure that every day on Zoom they're interacting with us and they're still getting what they would have got on campus. I love my job. I've been here for almost 10 years in June, and it's just a place where you just feel loved. Automatically, like, you walk into the door and you just get all these people. They call me Melissa. But hey, Melissa, how you doing, Melissa? And when they were here, it was nonstop hugs, nonstop high fives. That's stuff I missed, but I still love what I do because I know that I could get on Zoom and they're still just as excited to see my face on the camera than they are in person. I love my job. The people make it worth it.
And I agree with the young lady that just aired. I love my job as well. I've been in the field for over 20 years, and it's a humbling experience to work with people with disabilities, to learn their lives and kind of just learn them as people. They tell you their experiences, what they've been through, what they haven't been through, what they want to learn, what they don't want to learn, and we just kind of go with the flow and train them accordingly. We want people with disabilities to be successful. They're not people with disabilities, they're just people, right? They're people like you and I. That's all there is to it. I have a personal connection with people with disabilities. My cousin is disabled, and she's the reason why I got in this field. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here today. I worked for a previous agency for about 18 years, and I thought I was done with working with people with disabilities. I kind of wanted a new change. I wanted something different. But God had a different plan for me. He said, nope, not today. You're going to work at Bakersfield ARC. And here I am today. So first off, I'd like to thank Mr. Sean Kennemer for giving me the opportunity to work under him and work here at Bakersfield ARC with our clients and the staff. I'm so grateful for you and the agency. So I'm the program director of Taylor Day Services and Job Development, and it's my job and my staff's job to train our individuals and get them ready for everyday life and the workforce. So we want to make sure that our individuals are trained on their specific barriers. So they come through our program to make sure, well, you know what, I'm going to do this. Let's let the video play and explain itself, I think.
My name is Rudy Matthew Briseño Jr. I am 26 years old and I work as a dishwasher and a meat clerk at Green Frog Meat Company here in Bakersfield, California.
All right, my name is William Guerra and I am 34 years old. And let's see, what do I do for a living? I work here at Little Caesars.
My name is Joseph Isaiah Cadillo, and I love working here at Countryside.
My name is Alexis Rodriguez, and I'm an employee at Fresco's Mexican Grill.
Hi, my name is Ariana, and I work at Lebec Rest Area.
Hello, my name is Michael Pierce, and I work at Little Caesars.
After I graduated from school, I was special needs. And I was struggling to look for a job until I was looking forward to giving Bakersfield BARC a try. And then the first day I met Jaime.
My name is Jaime Valdez Jr. I am the Program Director of Taylor Day Services and Job Development at Bakersfield ARC. We provide job coaches for individuals that need job coaching while at work, one-on-one trainings with individuals that assist with whatever their specific barrier is. We also look for job placement in the community, also paid internships in the community for our individuals. So we train individuals, we get them ready for the workforce, and then we put them out there.
A lot of clients don't have, I guess, a big enough self-esteem in regarding of what they do. They have a lot of self-doubt, and that's where we come into play as job coaches. It's not just a job, it's more than a job. It's telling them that what they're doing is enough and that they're enough.
I come to work here because I like the work, and I try to help my parents out, and for me, for my wife, and I'm really happy to work here, and I like it a lot.
Every barrier, everyone is different. So depending on their barrier, that's what we train on. So such as socialization, how to create a resume, job skills. We assist them with time management, how not to procrastinate or how to overcome those barriers.
As someone dealing with Asperger's syndrome, I was caught off guard by the sheer amount of workload that was thrust upon my shoulders. Just organizing and managing my time has been a pretty big struggle for me, and I owe it to BARC for helping me walk through that.
They helped me with they helped me with videos of training for job interviews, filling out an application. They even showed me ways how to deal with stress. So they helped me out, and I'm very grateful to them for that.
BARC means a great deal to me. Over the 37 years I've worked there. All the employees, like I said, they're the most sweetest, thoughtful, compassionate people I've ever worked for. And I love them all.
To see individuals who go from training to actually being successful to being independent, and to see that every step of that process is very, very fulfilling. I live to serve, and I love working with the clients at BARC.
I love my job very much. I wouldn't be here over 25 years.
And the trainings that we provide at Bakersfield ARC, the Taylor Day Services, it's just an amazing thing, you know, to help people in the community.
I'm glad that I'm able to work here, because if I wasn't able to work here, I wouldn't be able to live on my own. I'd be homeless.
If I wasn't here, I don't know where I would be. So I am grateful for the BARC program, the Taylor Day Service program, and for the Fresco's owners for giving me the opportunity to be with them.
Couldn't have got this far without BARC. So, and I really thank them for everything that they've done.
She's dependable, she's hardworking, she's got a great head on her shoulders, and she'll even tell you it's her priority and it's her goal to do it the right way, to get her job done.
So everyone thinks that BARC teaches the clients that we work with. We don't teach them anything. We show them how to be integral parts of the community, and in that they empower themselves to be those active community members.
I really love working here at Little Caesars. Like, one of my really favorite things here at Little Caesars is that everyone's friendly. I get to work with them. I get to work with as a team.
It makes me feel awesome inside to know that I was able to assist someone in overcoming their barriers and find a job, to make that paycheck, provide for their family, get their insurance paid, their rent, buy groceries, buy what they love, to finance their YouTube channels, right?
If it wasn't for him, I would still be in my house, jobless. But now I have a job, and I finally do. I have a job.
The future of BARC is one in which we're 100% community-based. We're partnering with businesses to help provide jobs to individuals.
It's a wonderful way to connect with the community, to add value to other people's lives.
Without employers offering opportunities to the individuals that we serve, it would be very difficult for someone with IDD to go in the community and try to find a job themselves. Now, it's not impossible, however, it is very difficult.
BARC and Taylor Day Services really helped me succeed my goals, learning to have great behavior in a workplace, and greeting customers with always a happy smile and positive attitude.
Rudy's proven to be a wonderful asset to our team, and hardworking, loves to be here. You look for that kind of passion in someone that comes to work for your company, and Rudy's got it. He works hard, he's got the passion, he's excited, enthusiastic, and he's ready every day. He's the guy for the job. He's getting a job after this.
They're happy working, they're excited, they love coming to work every day. They're co-workers, communicating with customers. The customers learn them. You know, they learn the individuals and they get to know them on a first name basis. That's exciting. That's wonderful. It's beautiful. People in the community, we encourage you to offer opportunities to people with intellectual developmental disabilities. Don't let that word scare you, because people are people.
Deep down inside, they have the kindest heart in the world. They're pure, you know, and they need our help.
I'm very proud for this, and I still want to say thank you, Jaime, for this.
My goal in life is to be ready to face the world on my own. And I always dream that that day will be the day. I'm sure my family and my friends will be very proud to hear what I do.
How do you follow up with that? That is so amazing. The individuals that just spoke were some of my clients, and just to see that they're able to learn the skills that they need to be successful in life is just an amazing thing.
It's just, you know, Jaime,
sorry,
we're all here with tears right now, so we love what we do. I'm going to take a moment. There's one other person here tonight that I need to recognize that I don't think got the recognition was, she was one of our speakers, Darla Benson. I worked with Darla for 25 years at another agency. She was instrumental in me developing the love for what we do, and we shared it together. And so I've had two great people that I've got to mentor under, and so I just needed to recognize her for all of hers. If you know anything about the history, she wasn't given the recognition she deserved back then. So
can I add to that?
Yeah.
I actually had, yeah, absolutely. I've had the opportunity to work with Ms. Darla Benson as well for the past 18 years, and it was a wonderful experience. I learned a lot under she and Sean, and I'm here today. So
I just need to take a moment, but here's the great thing. We love what we do. I don't know, early on in my career, when I was just at the direct care level, coming up to another agency, someone once said I was going to go x-ray oil wells and probably make a lot more money than I've ever made in my career now.
Absolutely.
So somebody said, well, could you live with yourself? That's not who you are. And I very much said, no, this is where I needed to be. So I know that experience. My home is here at BARC. I'm so proud to be a part of this great organization and to help lead us in the future. But, it takes not just funding from the state, but it takes funding from our sponsors and donors.
Absolutely.
You want to speak about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So you just watched some inspiring videos, right? Some videos where individuals explained their life to you and the training that they received to get where they're at today, in hopes of finding a job and being successful in life and successful in the workplace. And it's people like you that donate or help our program.
Without donations, we only can survive so far on what the state gives us.
Absolutely.
The money to do the coaching. We have facilities, we have other expenses that aren't covered in that. And so it takes the people of Kern County to help support BARC that has done this for 75 years. BARC's been around 75 years and we haven't existed on our own.
That's awesome.
We've had great community sponsors to help us doing that. So, our hearts, will always be about giving people purpose and providing that purpose and helping them see the purpose in their life through employment, through their advocacy work. So with that, we really need your help tonight. So, there's a link down at the bottom. There's the QR code.
QR code.
Check out the
smartphone.
auctions. So we got the auctions. We have our website. If you want to donate to BARC, we're looking anything you guys can do. If you have jobs out there, if you're an employer,
absolutely,
and you have jobs, give us a chance. Let our guys. You saw what great things they're doing for these other agencies.
Bakersfield ARC would love to partner with you.
So please reach out to us.
We would love to partner with you.
Jaime will come talk to you.
I will come and talk with you.
He's great at selling.
And I tell you what, I can guarantee you, I can get you some great candidates.
Yes.
Some people that can. Take care of the job and do what you want to do and get it done.
We have people just waiting for jobs.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Reach out to us,
need
please.
Your help.
Please.
I think our sponsors have been great. We need you. The auction items, all of that. Please go visit that.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Don't let the word disability scare you. Because a lot of employers are just people. When they hear the word disability, they just shut it down. And we don't want that, because people are people. Let's allow the individuals that we serve, let's let them showcase their abilities. Let's showcase. You're gonna.
So yeah, I think right now I think we're beating this.
I know. Sorry.
So, this is our passion, our heart. So we're gonna just jump into here. We're going to show you a video about how things are changing, the coming future of BARC. There's this thing that we're going to be doing. It's with the Society for Disabled Children.
Oh, beautiful.
So if you don't know, the Society for Disabled Children is part of BARC now. We helped them. We were partners. So the same people that started BARC 75 years ago started the society, the same parents.
Wow. That's awesome.
And so over the years, we drifted apart, and together we're back together. But right now, let's show you a video about what some of the changes that are going to occur.
I'm excited to see, and I hope you are.
All right. And so in 1949, the same parents that started the Society for Disabled Children started BARC. I was approached by the Society for Disabled Children, and they were having some financial difficulties. We were asked to come in and look at them and see if there's anything we could do to help them. We realized that as their own entity, they couldn't survive. So after 75 years, the decision was made to pull them back into the family of BARC. So I'm pleased to announce that as of January 2021, the Society for Disabled Children and Bakersfield ARC are a single entity again.
My name is Javier Jimenez. I'm the Vice President of Project Development for Bakersfield ARC. I've been entrusted with this beautiful facility. Traditionally, this building has been a facility that serves and delivers services to children with IDD, intellectual/developmental disabilities, for many, many years. I'm proud to say that Bakersfield ARC has merged with the Society for Disabled Children to bring new programs for children with IDD. I believe that our children, the children that I work for, the children that I've worked for, they deserve every opportunity to be included members of our community. Sometimes our children aren't offered these things. And I believe that I've been given that opportunity to do it, to bring our children from where they're at and making them feel part of our community. And in order to do that and be successful people in our community, they need to have all the skills, not only social skills, but skills on how to provide for themselves. One of the things that I like to focus on is jobs that they can do right out of high school, or even while they're in high school. Things like recycling, things like cleaning yards, things like gardening, things like learning to work in fast food restaurants, things of those nature. I'm excited to take this building, the Society for Disabled Children, and converting it into a multi-exercise dance activity center for children with intellectual/developmental disabilities. The focus of this program is to get our kids to move, to give them physical exercise, because we believe that movement is life. Our children are coming from being at home for a year and a half, sometimes probably more than that. We want them up and moving. We want to break away from the norms of a sedentary lifestyle that they've had for the past couple months. We also want to teach them nutrition, where they're going to learn all these skills of gardening, what it's like to grow food, what it's like to take care of a plant, things like that to help them in their future life.
So another exciting opportunity that arose with our partnership with the Society for Disabled Children is we get to build an edible schoolyard.
Bakersfield ARC is partnering with the Grimm Foundation to bring an edible schoolyard to our organization, and we could not be more excited. We have big plans to help to bring about nutritional change to the individuals that we serve. Individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities are at especially high risk from disease and death caused by nutritional and health-related issues. We have partnered with the Grimm Foundation, who is providing programming and opportunities and education to us to bring this vision to light, but we certainly need to raise the money to make this happen. Be sure to check out the information that we provided in your event materials tonight and follow along as we get ready to launch this exciting campaign.
So this partnership with the Grimm Foundation will allow us to teach individuals, both adults and children, how to make wise nutritional choices for their future. Our future depends on individuals like yourself partnering with BARC to make a great difference in the lives of people with disabilities.
Well, how about that? You guys have seen a tremendous amount tonight, and I hope that it was worth every second that we waited for this almost 2 years of planning. And I hope that you have had an opportunity to see not only what BARC does, but the heart of who BARC is. It is, as you can see, our clients. It is every single solitary staff member that makes up BARC, and I so wish that each and every one of them could be here, because you heard the stories of 45 years and 25 years, and every time you turn around, there's someone that's been here for 25 years, Absolutely. And 10 years and 15 years, staff and clients alike, and it is an amazing organization that needs you. We need the community. We must have you involved in this organization. It is a fantastic organization, and I hope that you will see how you can be a part of it. Volunteer, donate, partner, buy an auction item, come to our events, join our newsletter. Look at our social media sites. There are so many ways that you can be a part of this great organization, and we surely invite you to do that tonight. You can see we have a great opportunity coming up with the garden, and I hope that each and every one of you will take an interest in that, because it is going to be amazing. And I will be reaching out to all of you to see how you might be interested in partnering on that. Again, we want to talk about our auctions,
Absolutely.
right? Because I think there's a bidding war going on in a couple of those.
I believe so. So let's not forget about the QR code that's at the bottom of your screen. Get your smartphones, take a picture. It'll take you straight where you need to go.
I think it closes very shortly. What time is it?
About 10 to 7.
Okay, you've only got a couple more hours left, and I'm going to be off the mic soon, and I'm going to go find some of those, so you might want to hurry up and up your bids.
Go, let's make it rain.
I also want to take a very quick moment to talk about all of our sponsors. We have some sponsors that were very generous, that we wanted to remain anonymous today. And I also wanted to talk about DSJ Insurance and Pacific Ag Red House Beef. By the way, the meat that you had in those hors d'oeuvres were all from Red House Beef, and they are fantastic. And again, they are also an auction item, so I hope you're looking at that. And of course, Jay Rosenlieb and Klein Di Natale, we want to thank you as well.
Thank you.
And Chris and April Anderson, Bill Froning, Morgan Clayton, Dr. Che Nog, and Nicholas Asmika, as well as so many others. We want to thank you all very, very much.
Absolutely.
And thank Ralsnap as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, I think at the end of this evening, there is really only one thing left to do.
I think so.
I do want to ask all of you before we do this, did you all check out that amazing spread in this beautiful booklet? We want to be sure that you're going to that and looking more into that garden that we talked a little bit about.
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
before we do the one last final thing that we have left to do, I want to thank Jonah and Lindsay Photography for all of these beautiful, beautiful videos that we saw tonight. They did such an outstanding job. And I also want to thank Matinee Design for the beautiful programs. Every single thing that you saw, from the invites to the emails to everything that you received tonight, was styled by Matinee Design, and I want to thank them for that as well.
So let's not forget, let's go through detail here. Go through your booklet here.
Please.
There's a lot of great information that will help you understand what Bakersfield ARC is all about.
It is absolutely true.
And we need your help.
We do.
We need your help. But
We do
it's all
need your
here.
help.
So make sure you read it.
Without final ado, I would like to bring up Sean Kinnemer for the last portion of our evening. Sean?
Okay, so, you know, at this time, I would like for Jim Baldwin and his lovely bride, Brenda, please to come up. And I get the amazing opportunity to do something that nobody's done before. So Jim, when we told people you were retiring, or when we thought we were going to have this event last year, we got multiple resolutions from the mayor, from the legislators. Those will be given to you another time. But at the same time, I was thinking, that doesn't honor you. How do I honor you? So I decided to come up with the honorary, an award for you. And it's going to be an award that's going to be given out to select few individuals. BARC has what we call the Dr. Michael Clark Award. Well, BARC also now has the Jim Baldwin Voice Award. And it stands for Visionaries in Developing Opportunities by Inspiring Community Excellence. So this will honor people, and you being the first one, it's named in your honor and always henceforth will be. So we're going to present this to you at this time, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And with that, in the future, I will be speaking with you as to who would be get to receive it in the future. So you're going to have a say from now on who gets to have that. So we expect great things still from you at the federal level with the Disability Council, and
Wow.
and we really everything. So I'm going to turn the mic over to you at this time, and we'll go from there. So thank you. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Well, what a great evening. Thank you all. Thanks to all of our sponsors. As I read through the sponsor list, I was shocked and amazed, and I'm so grateful to each of you. These 70 plus years that BARC has been here, they've only been here because of community support. Without community support, BARC would never have lasted this long. But because of this fabulous Bakersfield and Kern County community that we have, BARC has thrived, and I thank you for that support. The clients here, they're fabulous. You've seen just a fraction of the experience that we had as we walked across this campus every single day over the last 18 years of me being in the corner office. And speaking of that, I received a lot of things tonight, a lot of nice things from a lot of people that I worked with and had the opportunity to network with. I'm grateful for those things. I do not deserve them. Just like a lot of CEOs that get credit for a lot of things, they got credit for the great people that they had around them. And I had the best. Reba, thank you for those 44 years. You're the greatest. Tracy Gray, Followed me from Bank of America, God love her. And we had a good time at Bank of America, let me just tell you. But she's been here for all these many years, and she's done a great, great job. Dave Kyle was mentioned tonight. Dave has been such an asset to this organization because of his expertise in so many areas. And then if we had the time to enumerate all the things that Sean Kinnemer is capable of, and because of his tremendous mentor in Darla Benson, we are so grateful to have him. If we took the time to go through the entire staff roster, I could give you chapter and verse on what they have done and who they have done it for and the outcomes because of them. They didn't get honored tonight, I did. I honor them. It's not my way to allow the staff to do an honor Jim Baldwin thing. When they told me they were going to do it, I said, fine, I'm going to be in North Carolina and I won't show up. Then they said, we're going to make it a fundraiser for BARC. I said, I'll be there. BARC has been tremendous to me. My life has changed because of it. It has changed members of our community. My first two tours were Mayor Harvey Hall and Bart Hill. At the end of the tour, both of them said the exact same thing. And I quote you, my goodness, Jim, a city of industry inside of our city of industry that I didn't know anything about. That made it my goal right then to tour as many people as I could through BARC. And we've had thousands of tours through here. We're the best kept secret in this part of California. The people that work here are great. The clients, every time you think they can't do something, they'll prove you wrong every time. They are amazing. So thanks to all of you. Thanks to Darla and her team. I'm sorry, Darla. Thanks for Erica and her team for putting this on. Thanks to BARC. I appreciate it. But most of all, thank you, Bakersfield. Thank you, Kern County, for being there when we needed you the most and to being our partner throughout each and every one of these 70-plus years. I appreciate you more than I have words to say. Thank you all, and have a great rest of the year. God bless you.
What a wonderful man.
What a wonderful night. What a wonderful man.
That
What a
was
wonderful, this has just been incredible. I thank you all for being here tonight. We want to remind you again about the auction that will be closing around 9 tonight.
Don't forget about the QR code.
Yes, make sure you're looking at that.
Get your smartphone, take a picture, it'll take you where you need to go. There's a lot of great auctions.
There really are a lot of great auctions. We are going to finish up the evening with some music and some little special treats at the end of this night as well. And I just want to remind you all, if you are interested in donating, which I hope you all are, please go to the BARC website. And there is a donate button on that website that you can push and make a donation to or reach out to me. I think you all got 100 emails from me over the last 2 years. You know how to find me, and I will help you out with that.
So let's get the website.
Website, www.barc-inc.org, and that's how you'll find it.
Absolutely. So on the top of the right screen there on top, push donate. If you're generous and you feel like giving a little something,
We would absolutely appreciate that. The clients would appreciate it, and our staff here at BARC would appreciate it. Thank you all. Good night, and be sure to watch the credits. Thank you. Good night.
Stay humble.
Woo!
Forget this wide-eyed fears. I'm here, nothing can harm you. My words will warm and calm you. Let me be your freedom. Let daylight dry your tears. I'm here with you, beside you, to guard you and to guide you. Then say you share with me one love, one lifetime. Let me lead you from your solitude. Say you need me with you here beside you. Anywhere you go, let me go too. Love me, that's what I ask of you. Let me be your shelter. Let me be your light. You're safe, no one will find you. Your fears are far behind you. All I need is freedom and a world with no more night. And you always beside me, to hold me and to hide me. Then say you love me every waking moment. Turn my head with talk of summertime. Say you need me with you here always. Promise me that all you say is true. Love me, that's all I ask of you. Say you love me, yes I do. Love me, that's all I ask of you. That's all I ask of you.
Team through insurance, but most importantly I've had the privilege of calling Jim an uncle. Jim and my dad were really close friends for many years and sang in the Christian music group Charity's Creation, so I have known him my whole life and I am better for it. One time my dad had a medical issue and I found out really late at night. I was about 19 years old and I immediately started driving home from San Jose because it was really serious. And back then, there weren't regular cell phones, And I ended up in a situation where I was falling asleep in the fast lane and waking up in the slow lane, and I knew I needed some help. So I pulled off somewhere near Shafter exit on the 99 and called my mom. I had a quarter and I was able to find a payphone, and I called my mom and she said, I'll send you some help. And about 20-30 minutes later, here came Jim rolling up in the middle of the night to come save me. And I'll never forget that, and I always know I can count on him. And I'm so happy that you have reached retirement, Jim, and we're really happy for you. And myself, Lee and the girls, my mom, Sarah, Tim, Katie, and Jake, and of course my dad, we all have so much love for you, and we're so happy for you. And we're so happy for the blessings that you're going to bring to many new people that you're going to meet in retirement. Congratulations.